if you can't handle the heat. Oh, man. Much love for that, man. Much love for that guy. You know who it is. You already know what to do. You already know what to do. Today, we're going to be giving you an update on ticker symbol AMC. I will be going live today at 8 a.m. CST to talk about this with you guys all on the live price action. But I want to give you guys an idea of what you can expect in terms of some price action, some potential exit points, entry points, if you are interested in doing so. I will have a couple different data points that I'd like to show you to give you some clarification from a couple different sources so that you guys can make the most educated decisions that you possibly can. So let's get into the video. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trades, where we get technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. The reason that I started this channel is because a couple years back, I was about $30,000 deep in some medical debt, and I was very fortunate to have some close family, friends, and mentors that pushed me to work hard and invest my money, and I'm happy to say that not only am I now financially free, but I'm doing pretty well for myself at the age of 23. So, if I can pass along any of the information, resources, or tools that are given to me here to the community, make a couple people better off than they were before, that's all that I can ask for. Last, if you wouldn't mind dropping a like on the video, it really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Now today, we're going to be giving you everything you need to know about ticker symbol AMC. This is one of the stocks that has been targeted by Wall Street bets, and it's expected to have a pretty hefty, nasty squeeze. And do we know if this is going to be the next GameStop? Not necessarily, right? We can't predict the future, but what we can do is look at the overall price action in the charts and get an idea of what we might expect here in the upcoming days. And we've got a bunch of different data that I am going to be presenting to you guys. So we're going to look over the 1 month chart as well as the 1 day, 1 minute chart. Keep in mind the technical analysis is completely trumped by any sort of news, media coverage, Wall Street bets, whatever they're saying over there in the Reddit threads. It will be trumped by those catalysts. So just keep that in the back of your mind as you are paying attention to the charts here. But we're going to look at this on the 1 month chart, 1 day, 1 minute chart. I've got a couple different indicators pulled up. The RSI, which is the relative strength index. Anything over 70 is overbought. Anything under 30 oversold. Two other indicators up here. The EMA at a 200-day moving period in the purple, and the 15 MA, which is the moving average in blue. The 200 EMA, or the exponential moving average, is a price action-based valuation trend line over a 200-day moving period. And then the 15 MA, some brokerage accounts call this the SMA, the simple moving average, or the moving average, is just a price action-based valuation trend line over a 15-day moving period. So we'll talk about what these all mean, give you both some bullish and bearish indicators on the charts, some patterns that we're looking at, level off some levels of support and resistance, significant levels that we're going to have to watch for here. I do have some short interest data pulled up on a couple different websites so that we can look at that and then what kind of squeeze we can expect out of the charts here and the whole 9 yards. So let's just get right into the video. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to the guys over at the Patreon. I am eternally grateful for everybody here. They will have access to the private Discord as well as real-time insight to my personal trading. We are 700 members strong now, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Ooh, I can't believe it. I'm really, really grateful for everybody here. If you are interested in joining the Patreon, there's a link to the description box down below. Now, I want to show you guys a couple different websites that I've got pulled up here. First, I've got Fintel, and I did sign up for a subscription to Ortex. That way I can give you guys a couple different news sources and give you the most up-to-date information that is readily available at this current moment. Now, both Fintel and Ortex do have slightly differing data, but what I will show you is what both of these have, and you can make decisions based on that by yourself. So this was marked on January 29th of 2021. We had a current total short volume of 147 million and a total volume of 600 million, which comes out to a short volume ratio of 24%, meaning that the overall short volume was about 24% of the total market volume. So that's how that looks here on Fintel. This could cause a pretty decent squeeze, and this is actually higher overall short volume than we've seen in the previous 10 days or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is some pretty high, insane short volume. I would not be surprised in the least bit to see this really push. But of course, one thing to keep in mind is the overall short volume was 600 million here on this trading day, which is not as high as we've seen in the past. We did see a 1 billion share trading day on January 27th. So if we see that kind of volume again, guys, that is going to change the overall picture and what we're looking at with AMC. But that is how this currently looks. We're going to come over here to Ortex. Now, Ortex gives us a couple different data points that we can keep in mind here. I want to show you guys the release date for the most recent data was January 27th, and the settlement date for this was on the 15th of January. And as of the 15th of January, we saw 44.67 million shares shorted. And if we come over here to Fintel again, let's see what we have here. And on the 15th of January, this says 54 million shares shorted. So we have differing data, but Ortex, I did pay a subscription for this, so we will see. You can make your own decisions. Regardless, the overall short volume, if we go with Fintel, is 147 million, which is significantly higher than we've seen in the past 10 days. And if we look at the data here, 44.67 million shares is also extremely high. Now, what I'm actually excited about that this provides me is the days to cover. You can see this right here. It's this little green line. And this was updated as of January 27th, January 28th, actually. You can see that we have 1.10 days to cover as of January 28th. And I had quite a few people in some of my live streams comment saying, where are you getting this number for days to cover? That seems like a bunch of BS. I did get it from Market Beat, just so that everybody is aware. AMC short interest, and we pull up Market Beat. This will give us the overall short interest that was presented on Market Beat. And you can see 0.6 days to cover, which is where I get this. But this is Ortex. Ortex is saying 1.10 days to cover. So just keep that in the back of your mind. This was updated as of January 28th. So that is pretty relevant information. I feel like that is a good thing to see overall. The most recent short interest that they're reporting here is from January 15th, and the release date was 27th of January, which is 44.67 million shares. And we are on an upward moving channel here with the overall short interest. It does seem to be increasing day by day. So that is what I wanted to present you guys with the most recent short interest that is available here on Ortex. We do have on Fintel a higher overall amount of short volume of 147 million shares and a total volume of 600 million, total short volume ratio of 24.49. So that is how that looks as of right now. Let's get into the charts and give us an idea of what we're looking at as of now. So here in the pre-market, we did end up gapping up a little bit here. We sat at about $13.60 or so at the close. And then we did open up right here at about $17.51. So we saw a nice little gap up. There is a little bit of buying pressure. We're seeing a little bit of a sell-off right now, but I am recording this live. I anticipate when 6 a.m. hits and some other brokerage accounts are able to buy into AMC, you're going to see some more volume start pumping in. You're going to see a little bit of difference in price action, right? But I anticipate that you're going to start seeing some really, really nice price action here in the next day, 2 days, 3 days, especially with how much short interest, I should say short volume is currently in AMC. We have 147 million shares of short volume on January 29th, last market date, which is extremely, extremely high. And if we look at January 29th, right? So let's look right here. This is January 29th. We didn't see any sort of squeeze whatsoever. So I find it very highly unlikely that any of these guys have covered yet. And if we look over here at Ortex, right, we can see that there's 1.10 days to cover as of January 28th. And if you fast forward a day to the 29th, that would mean that the days to cover for them do come down and expire on either Friday or the coming Monday. So I anticipate that you're likely to see some covering happen here on this day. It should be pretty significant. I'm very excited to see what happens. And then one thing that I do also want to show you guys is if we come over here to Market Beat, right? Now, this was updated on January 15th, right? But the price on record date was $8.63 when we saw 44.67 million shares sold short. Now, this is where I'm getting that $9 target, right? So I had another couple people say, where is he getting this $9 from? Why is this significant, right? Well, that's because on January 15th, these 44.67 million shares sold short. The price on record date was $8.63. So to hold over that level is significant in my eyes, and I see this being a pretty huge indicator. And look at this, guys. So January 15th, what was the price, right? The price on January 15th was not $9. And I think that's something that a lot of people are forgetting. So the price on January 15th was $2.25. So it doesn't make any sense whatsoever to say that the price on record date, right? They sold these back on January 15th. Why are you sharing this information if they was sold on the 15th? That's not possible. It's not possible for $8.63 to be the price on record date for January 15th because the price on January 15th was $2.40. So I just want to throw that out there. That's why $8.63 is a significant number in my eyes. That means that very likely is they sold these shares under that $9 threshold. And for us to hold over $9 means that it's very likely that we see that squeeze happen. So what are we looking at right now? Well, if we look at the price action here, we are in a nice upward moving channel. This is being very well respected as an ascending level of support. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different touch points here. And then we did have a descending level of resistance that was being respected right here. And it does seem that we broke this overall trend. As you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3 different touch points here, a gap up, and that's a pretty nice wide range candle bar. We would like to see this be green instead of red. As I mentioned, we are pulling back a little bit here in the pre-market, but once 6 a.m. opens, we might be looking at some different price action. So we did break through this squeezing and condensing of price action, which is typically a bullish indicator. We saw it push through this ascending or this descending level of resistance. So I do like to see that. Overall volume extremely high, as we all know, and volume drives volatility. Volatility drives higher price valuations. So if we see another one of those 1 billion share days, right, 1 billion in volume, I anticipate this to be a pretty filthy push on an overall price action. So if we assume Fintel's information is correct as of January 29th, and there are 147 million total short shares that were sold on that date, right? Or total as of that date, right? That should drive a pretty large overall squeeze. And I expect that to happen. We currently have a nice level of support sitting right here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different touch points. Pretty well respected level of support at $15.96. We are currently hovering just above that right now, and that could be a pretty solid entry point unless you see it dip back down to this ascending level of support, which is entirely possible. We will extend this out just to get an idea of what that might look like, and that might look something like, $15.05, $14.49 at the bell, $14.26. If you can get this shit, if you can buy in under $15, I think you're gonna do extremely well. The risk is still high, right? Because this is a volatile stock. It's not as predictable as other stocks in the market. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just purely showing you the information that is available to me. And that is what I'm seeing is the safest entry point as of today is going to be in that $14.36 range if we respect this ascending level of support. If we don't respect that and you see a break, well, if you see a break beneath this level of support, the next level that we're seeing right now is right here at $11.87, which is a much stronger entry point. There's a lot less risk involved, but I can't guarantee that's going to happen, right? We're expecting quite a bit of buying pressure. We're expecting a pretty hard push for some higher price valuations on this stock. But if you do see it happen, scoop it up. That is a great opportunity for you, either dollar cost average up or down, depending on if you're a bag holder, if you got in early when I presented this to the channel back when it was a $4 stock. Either way, the opportunity is extremely high for you. If you get in at $14 or $11, I'll tell you what, if this hits $11.87, I am going to buy so many shares so freaking fast. I've got dry powder sitting, waiting, ready to pop into this thing if the opportunity presents itself. And if it doesn't, we've got other plays, guys. It's not the end of the world. I'm just excited for what the charts are looking like right now. I love seeing this gap up. I love seeing that we're pushing $15.90, and I expect fully to see a retest in the next day or two of $25.80. I would not be surprised in the least bit to see this test $25.80 today, to be completely honest with you. So that is how the 1 month chart looks right now. Currently, the RSI is sitting at 57. Nice big fat gap between the 15 MA and the 200 EMA, which is a nice bullish indicator. So we do like to see that. And we did see a little bit of selling pressure. It did come back down. I do think that there were some shorts that stepped in here that were trying to balance their overall losses, right? And it's not surprising in the least bit. I mean, it's a little bit surprising in some ways. I don't know if I was down, a couple $1 billion that I would just double down on my losses. I'd probably go long to try to make back the losses, which is, probably something that some hedge funds are doing, but obviously not the case here. We are seeing a lot of short interest pop in here on January 28th. And if we actually come over to Fintel and look at January 28th and see how many shorts there are, right? 65.879 million. So it did actually go up. And January 29th, see 147 million short volume, right? And the price action actually holding up extremely well. That is a lot of validation and confirmation to me that things are looking pretty good. Now, don't sue me. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is simply information that is available to anybody, and I'm presenting it to you as I currently see it. So that is how the 1 month chart looks. Let's look over here at the 1 day, 1 minute chart. We will zoom out to give you a better picture of what the price action is currently looking like. I'll clear off this big gray box so that we can see the charts a little cleaner. But as it sits right now, we are currently sitting at $15.90. We do have what appears to be the beginning of what could be a bullish flag. And a bullish flag, if you're not tracking, is a nice long either gap up or a bunch of wide range green candle bars, followed by a squeezing down and condensing of price action. So we're seeing right here, the price action is very ever so slightly following this descending level of resistance. And if we connect that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different touch points, followed by a squeezing down here of overall price action. And we did see a slight blip where it dipped beneath that, right? But it was a false break. It came back up. We are currently trading back in between these levels. So to see that and to see some wicks underneath these red candles, that doesn't concern me a whole lot. Currently trading at $15.95. If we see a break above this level right here, guys, I'd expect it to be pretty violent. And the charts right now, guys, look pretty bullish. I feel very, very good about the price action here on AMC. Held up very well with a solid short attack. We've got a double bottom here, which I like to call the George W. George W. to me is a nice bullish indicator. We also have what appears to be a slight head and shoulders pattern. So that is right here. We've got the head, we've got a shoulder, we've got a shoulder, we've got what could be the neckline, but it did not play out that way. It does seem that there was more buying pressure than selling pressure. The buyers did keep this price off very, very well, and I feel good about the price action currently on AMC. Last thing I want to talk about is potential exit points. What is the right time to get out of AMC, right? Well, this is going to look different for everybody, but you're going to know when to get out of AMC because the media and the news is going to stop talking about this AMC and GameStop stuff. I'm telling you right now, Wall Street Bets, WSB, is going to be the last possible thread, the last possible news source that is going to stop covering this stuff. They're going to push it forever. And I am 100% on board with Wall Street Bets, WSB. I'm on board with this hedge fund movement. But what you need to keep in mind is they're going to let this run as long as they possibly can. And once the media stops covering this, that likely means that the hedge funds and the people getting squeezed are out of their positions. It means they're either been bled dry or we lost the battle. And as it sits right now, I'm guessing that they're starting to get bled dry. So watch for that. When you stop seeing this on the news, when you stop seeing all these memes about people putting up billboards saying buy AMC, buy GME, when they stop saying, they stop putting out all these short articles, right, saying get into silver, get into CTRM. These are heavily shorted stocks. That is when you're going to know to get out of AMC. It's when the media stops covering this. When they stop covering this, guys, that means that they have no reason to cover it anymore. And if they have no reason to cover it, it means that the job is done and there's likely not much more room to run with the current situation. So that's what I'm going to be watching for. That is something that you can be watching for. Of course, not financial advice. Make your own financial decisions. I am simply presenting information to you guys so you can make the best possible educated decisions that are available to you. So that is what I have for the video today. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel. And consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. And lastly, I have an affiliate link in the description box down below for Webull, which is the platform you're watching me use right now. This is version 4 for the desktop. It's a great platform that allows you to start trading at 4 a.m. in the pre-market. Great tool to help get you ahead of some time-sensitive plays. And if you do use my link, you'll receive 4 free stocks with a $100 deposit, 2 upon opening the account, and 2 upon validation of your deposit. I will also receive a free stock. Great way to support the channel. If you're not interested, that's totally fine, my friends. I promised you. I'm just glad you're taking the time to watch my videos. So that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.